Sam, the poor but brilliant farmer. The mysterious blue pendant from the blue mud galaxy. Time travel through dreams, action, drama, emotion, and deep world building. A final twist where the pendant disappears and everything changes. And yes, the intro will invite people to subscribe to my channel and support you on Ko-fi, but I will not include any outro or ending until you tell me the story is done. Let's begin this epic journey. Before we dive into this incredible time travel story, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more mind-blowing adventures and sci-fi tales. And if you enjoy this story and want to support my work, head over to my Ko-fi page. Your support helps me keep creating amazing content just for you. In a quiet village surrounded by golden fields and dry hills, a boy named Sam was born into a life of hardship. His family was poor. Not the kind of poor that meant fewer toys or smaller meals, but the kind that meant patched clothes, cracked walls, and days when dinner was just boiled potatoes and silence. They were farmers. Every morning, Sam's father woke before the sun, his hands already aching from yesterday's labor. His mother tended the garden and sold vegetables in the market. Sam helped in the fields, digging, planting, watering, harvesting. His hands were rough, his back sore, but his mind was something else. Sam was brilliant. He didn't have books, but he had questions. Endless questions. Why does the sun rise from the east? What makes the stars twinkle? Can time move backward? His father would grunt and say, "You think too much, boy. The land is all we have." But Sam couldn't stop thinking. One scorching afternoon, while digging a trench in the field, Sam's shovel struck something hard. It wasn't a rock. It felt metallic. He dropped to his knees, brushed away the dirt, and uncovered a strange box, smooth, silver, and humming faintly. His heart raced. He dug around it carefully, lifted it out, and placed it on the ground. It had no hinges, no lock, just a glowing symbol etched into its surface. A spiral surrounded by stars. He touched it. The box clicked open. Inside was a pendant, deep blue, shaped like a teardrop, hanging from a chain that shimmered like liquid silver. It pulsed gently, as if alive. Sam stared at it, mesmerized. He felt drawn to it, like it was calling his name. He looked around. No one was watching. He slipped it around his neck. The moment it touched his skin, a wave of warmth surged through his body. The wind stopped. The birds fell silent. The world held its breath. Then, everything returned to normal. Sam blinked. Had he imagined it? He tucked the pendant under his shirt and continued working, but his mind was elsewhere. That night, after dinner, he lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, fingers wrapped around the pendant. He didn't know it yet, but this was no ordinary trinket. It had traveled millions of light years from a distant galaxy known as the Blue Mud Nebula, a place of unimaginable intelligence and mystery. The beings of that galaxy had created the pendants and scattered them across the universe, hoping that one day, someone would unlock their power. And Sam had just done that. As he drifted into sleep, the pendant began to glow. A soft hum filled the room. Sam's breathing slowed. His eyes fluttered shut. And then, he was gone. Not his body. That stayed in bed, peaceful and still. But his mind, his soul, was soaring. He found himself standing in a city made of light. Towers stretched into the sky, their surfaces rippling like water. Vehicles zipped through the air. People moved with grace, their eyes glowing, their voices like music. Sam wandered in awe. He didn't know where he was or how he had gotten there, but it felt real, more real than any dream he'd ever had. He walked through the streets, touched the walls, listened to the sounds. Everything was vibrant, alive, electric. Then, a voice.
"You've arrived."
"Who are you?" Sam asked.
"The beginning," the figure replied, "and the end."
Sam woke up, gasping. The pendant was still glowing.
"I saw the future. I saw a city in the sky."
They laughed. "You've been reading too many stories." But Sam knew what he saw. Night after night, he returned to sleep, and each time, the pendant took him somewhere new. A planet with oceans of fire, a world where trees whispered secrets, a moon where time flowed backward. And then, the dreams changed. He began to see things closer to home. He saw his father's truck crash into a ditch. He saw a neighbor's barn catch fire. He saw a storm that hadn't yet come. And every time it happened, just as he had seen.
Don't drive the truck in 3 days, please.
His father rolled his eyes. "You and your dreams." 3 days later, the truck skidded off the road. No one was hurt, but the front axle snapped clean in two. His father stared at Sam, pale. "How did you know?"
I told you, Sam whispered. I saw it.
Word spread. The villagers, once skeptical, now came to him with questions. "Will it rain tomorrow? Will my crops survive? Will my son return from the city?" Sam answered. And he was always right. He became a legend. But he didn't care about fame. He cared about the pendant. He wanted to understand it, control it, push it further. He began experimenting, sleeping at different times, in different places, trying to reach farther into the future.
One night, he saw Earth from space, a blue marble surrounded by stars. He saw ships leaving the planet, carrying people to new worlds. He saw cities floating in the sky, machines that healed with light, and children born with glowing eyes. Another night, he met someone, a girl with silver hair and a pendant just like his.
"You're one of us, a dreamwalker. We are the chosen. The pendants found us. We travel through time, not with our bodies, but with our minds. We see what others cannot. Because you believe."
She vanished. Sam woke up, heart racing. He began to write everything down, every dream, every vision, every detail. He filled notebooks with sketches, maps, languages, and symbols. He started to understand the rules. The pendant only worked during sleep. The longer he slept, the farther he traveled. The more he believed, the clearer the visions became. But there were dangers. One night, he saw a future where Earth was burning. Cities crumbled, skies turned red, people screamed. He woke up screaming.
He tried to warn the village. "We have to prepare. Something is coming."
But they didn't believe him. He was just a boy, after all. Then came the men in black suits.
They said they were scientists. They had heard of his dreams. They wanted to study him.
He hid in the forest, slept in caves, dreamed under the stars. The pendant never left his neck. He saw futures where he was a leader, a warrior, a teacher, a ghost. He saw himself standing on alien worlds, speaking to beings of light. He saw wars, peace, love, and loss. He saw everything. And then, one morning, he woke up. The pendant was gone. He searched the bed, the floor, the field. Nothing. He tried to sleep again. No dreams, no visions, just darkness. He waited. Days, weeks. Nothing. The magic was gone. Sam sat alone, staring at the sky. And then he smiled, because he understood. The pendant had chosen him. It had shown him what was possible. But it was never meant to stay forever.
He had lived 1,000 lives in his sleep, and now he would live the rest of his life awake. And the stars above him blinked as if they knew. Sam stood up from the grass and walked slowly back toward the village. The pendant was gone, but something inside him remained awakened. He could still feel the echo of the dreams, the weight of the futures he had seen, the voices of people he hadn't met yet. It was as if the pendant had carved a path through his soul, and even though the tool was gone, the trail remained. The villagers noticed the change. Sam no longer spoke of visions or warnings. He no longer predicted the weather or the fate of crops, but his eyes held something deeper, a quiet certainty, a calm that made people trust him even more. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the hills, a stranger arrived in the village. She wore a long coat, dusty from travel, and her eyes shimmered with a faint blue glow. Around her neck hung a pendant, identical to the one Sam had lost. She walked straight to him, as if she had known him forever.
You're the one who saw the burning sky.
And you're one of the Dreamwalkers.
We've been watching you.
Why did the pendant leave me?
Because it was never yours to keep. It was yours to unlock.
What happens now?
There's a storm coming, not just here, everywhere.
Sam took the sphere. It felt warm, familiar.
You've seen pieces of it, but now you'll see the whole.
That night, Sam didn't sleep in his bed. He lay beneath the stars, the sphere in his hand, and closed his eyes. The moment his breathing slowed, the sphere activated. He was pulled into a vortex, not like the gentle drift of the pendant, but a roaring tunnel of light and sound. He saw flashes of war, peace, cities rising and falling, stars being born and dying. He saw himself, older, standing on a stage, speaking to thousands. He saw the stranger beside him, and others, dozens, hundreds, each wearing a pendant, each holding a sphere. They were Dreamwalkers, guardians of time. He saw a council, ancient and wise, gathered in a chamber of crystal and flame. They spoke in symbols, their voices echoing across dimensions.
You are the bridge, as they said, between what was and what will be.
Sam woke up with tears in his eyes. The sphere was gone, but the memory remained. Not machines, not weapons, ideas. He taught the villagers about the stars, about time, about possibility. He wrote down everything he remembered, the languages, the visions, the warnings. He became a teacher, a guide, a quiet leader. Years passed. Sam grew older, but the fire in his eyes never dimmed. One day, a child came to him, wide-eyed, curious, asking questions no one else dared to ask. Sam smiled. He reached into his drawer and pulled out a notebook, the first one he had ever written.
Start here, he said.
The child opened it, and inside was a drawing of the pendant, blue, glowing, alive with memory.
Did you draw this?
From that day forward, Sam became more than a farmer, more than a dreamer. He became a storyteller, a keeper of futures. Children gathered around him every evening, sitting cross-legged in the dust, listening to tales of cities in the sky, oceans of fire, and moons where time flowed backward. But Sam didn't just tell stories. He taught. He taught them how to listen to silence, how to read the stars, how to trust their dreams. He taught them that time wasn't a straight line, but a river, twisting, turning, flowing in directions most people never noticed. One night, as the wind howled through the village and lightning danced across the hills, Sam felt something stir deep inside him. He hadn't dreamed in years, not truly. But that night, something called to him. He lay down beneath the fig tree, the same one he used to sit under as a child, and closed his eyes. The world faded. He was standing in a chamber of glass and flame. Around him were the Dreamwalkers, hundreds of them, gathered from every corner of the universe. Each wore a pendant, each held a sphere. The girl with silver hair stepped forward.
You were the first to awaken without the pendant.
Sam looked down. His chest was bare, no chain, no glow.
But you still see? You still walk. Because you believed.
The chamber pulsed with light. Symbols floated in the air, ancient and alive.
You are ready.
The chamber vanished. Sam woke up beneath the fig tree, the stars blinking above him. He didn't speak of the dream. He didn't need to.
It found me.
Then go. There's so much to see.
Will I come back?
Only if you need to.
The traveler vanished into the horizon, leaving behind only a shimmer in the air and a silence that felt sacred. Sam stood there for a long time, watching the place where the boy had disappeared, the wind brushing gently against his face like a whisper from the stars. He turned back toward the village, his steps slow but steady. The fields were quiet, the fig tree still standing tall, and the sky above painted in hues of orange and violet. Everything looked the same, yet Sam knew the world had changed. He had passed the torch. The dreams, the visions, the journeys through time, they were never meant to be his alone. The pendant had chosen him to awaken something greater, something that would ripple through generations. That night, Sam sat by the fire, his old notebook in his lap. He flipped through the pages, each one filled with symbols, sketches, and memories of futures that had once danced through his sleeping mind. He smiled, closed the book, and placed it gently on the shelf. Then he lay down, closed his eyes, and let the silence take him. No dreams came, no visions, just peace. Because Sam had lived 1,000 lives, and now, finally, he was home. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more epic tales and sci-fi adventures. And if you'd like to support my work, head over to my Ko-fi page. Every contribution helps me keep creating amazing stories just for you. Thanks for listening. Until next time, dream big and never stop exploring the unknown.